Hi, my name is Taylor Holman and I am the Pipestone County Pork Ambassador. Today I will be presenting on Getting Smart About Education. In this presentation I will touch on three topics: the difference between education and marketing the difference between education and advertisement in pork marketing, as well as how conventional agriculture tends to have an education mindset while organic agriculture has an advertising type mindset. Next, we will identify the outcomes those mindsets create, as well as some misconceptions and reality that go along with them. Finally, we will identify opportunities for both sides of the industry to come together and create a better marketing approach. So, what is the difference between education and advertising? First, we will analyze how conventional producers educate the public to get them interested in the product, while organic producers tend to advertise their products to get consumers interested. Education helps get consumers interested in products by giving them more information and data about what we do and how we do it as conventional producers. Examples of this would be things like the Miracle of Birth Center at the Minnesota State Fair, as well as the Oink booth. Additional examples include my local children's barn, which featured a sow both last year and this year, and the new Discovery Center at the Sioux Empire Fair. This is a quote I found from Craig Hill, the Farm Bureau president, and I think it really exemplifies the way we approach marketing as traditional producers. While farmers know why we choose certain kinds of seeds, consumers may need more information or a different kind of information to answer the questions they have. So in this quote, Mr. Hill acknowledges that consumers have questions and that they need information. What he doesn't, however, touch on is that sometimes consumers don't have those questions, and that logic may not always be the best way to entice people into eating and buying pork, which is something that the organic industry has done really well. Because the organic industry markets their product differently, farmers have chosen a little different approach in how they go about talking to consumers. Because it's based more so on a personal relationship building basis, they tend to use emotion we as organic farmers tend to use emotion rather than logic when selling our product. Examples would be community-supported agriculture, farmers markets, agritourism, you-pick farms, restaurants, etc. Things like that really appeal to the pathos of the consumer rather than their logos, like traditional pork. This slide is an example that I took from a PowerPoint Shadowbrook Farms put together for the University of Minnesota. Shadowbrook Farms is an organic produce farm, and they created this PowerPoint at the request of UNL for UNL's organic marketing website. This slide is entitled Sell the Local Story, and on it I have highlighted 3 points. Local food sales keep money in our local economy. Eating local supports family farms, and they advocate getting to know farmers and where your food comes from. All 3 of these points appeal to the emotion of eating food, how much fun it is, and how people want to get to know their farmers. However, while these points are currently advocating for our organic producers, they could also advocate for our traditional producers. So what are the outcomes of these different approaches? That information has limitations. Most Americans have a little or not very much knowledge about farming. Despite all of our extensive, time and money put into trying to educate our public and get the word out about pork, whereas some of the emotion fostered by organic farming cannot be scientifically substantiated, and those consumers deserve to have their claims backed up by sound science and research. Some further outcomes are, because both the traditional and organic industries could do better, that we are not reaching our consumers well. Only half of Americans, according to Purdue, have a primary source for animal welfare information. The half of people that do get animal welfare information are not getting it from us. They're getting it from organizations like PETA and HSUS, because those organizations have done a better job marketing, using a combination of twisted logic and emotion. These next two quotes to me seem to really highlight a failure within the conventional pork industry's marketing. This quote was from Dr. Bramble, a University of Minnesota biology professor. As an incoming biology freshman at the U, I thought, what a great way to get to know one of my professors and maybe get some good information about the pork industry, as he is teaching a class in the spring about the politics behind GMO crops. So I emailed him some pork questions, and this is how he replied. This improved meat, referring to organic meat, would be free of hormones, antibiotics, and contamination with pathogenic microbes. So this is a statement that conventional farmers would disagree with. But conventional farmers have put information out there disputing that. I found this quote from Paul Sunderberg, the Vice President of Science and Technology for the National Pork Board, with a 5-minute Google search on the National Pork Board's website. And this quote goes on to refute those claims that Dr. Bramble made. We know that science tells us we're doing the right thing for animal health and food safety. Producers care about their animals and the safety of the food they produce. That's really the bottom line that should be understood by everyone. So what jumps out to me from these two quotes are that Dr. Bramble is not getting our information, even though our information is out there. And so I would assume that he is in the group of people that is getting his information from some place, but it's not us, places like PETA and HSUS. So into the future, I would advocate for looking for opportunities where we can combine a combination of emotional, relationship type approaches with factual, information, logical type approaches to create the best marketing strategies. I think by doing this, we can create a variety of resources for a variety of consumers. And that by doing that, we can really reach the largest range of consumers and have the most impact on them, both from the perspective of our conventional farmers and our organic farmers. We need to embrace ag education to connect with consumers, but realize its potential drawbacks. Not everyone cares about our data and facts and figures. Some people just want their figures. We do also need to realize that consumers have questions, and those questions deserve scientifically substantiated answers. All hope is not lost. Current advertising is out there that is doing a great job of combining these approaches. This ad was run on the July 23rd issue of Politico, and it uses a combination of numbers and emotion to pick apart this HSUS ad. It was run by the Humane Watch, and I think it's something that really interests me and I think could be beneficial for our entire pork industry. Discovery barns and Yerkle birth centers are also a great way to get to know people and get them to know us while providing them with quality information. Who can resist the joy and emotion of touching a cute little piglet while you find out about why the mama is in the position she's in? So, to finalize, in the future, we should advocate for building advertising alongside education for the best marketing approach possible for our entire industry. By combining the best of both worlds, I think we can reach the most consumers and have the best impact on them. Thank you, and have a great day. Any questions?